We are back on Titans Talk. The Titans sitting now at 6-4, coming off that loss in Pittsburgh on Thursday night. A game back of the 7-3 Jaguars in the AFC South. Texans sitting at 4-6. Colts coming off the bye week, sitting at 3-7 now. It will be the Titans and the Colts coming up on Sunday in Indianapolis. A noon kickoff once again. You can watch it all over on News Channel 5 in spectacular high definition. Jonathan Hutton, Titans sideline reporter on the Titans Radio Network, in studio with us as always on the Electric Power Company Sunday Sports Central. Join me to help break down the look ahead to the home stretch of the season and Sunday's game in Indianapolis. Jonathan Hutton back with us as we get set for the home stretch, the final 6 games of the regular season. And to me, Jay Hutt, there was a real similarity Thursday night to a November game from last season in San Diego, where the Titans got down double digits early, battled back into the game, but then those costly mistakes, 3 turnovers in that game, 2 that got returned for touchdowns, did them in. That seemed to serve as a wake-up call a year ago for them to clean things up, and they played well down the stretch. Can this game have a similar effect?
I like that comparison. There's no question that the Titans have to cut down on turnovers and costly mistakes, but the biggest key is not just learning from the blowout loss in Pittsburgh, but learning from previous matchups against the Colts and Texans as they move forward. And to pull that off, they're going to have the same result as last season. It starts with the offensive line, establishing identity on the ground. They have to run it. Getting
back to that smash mouth football that they want to be the identity. They should be fresh after a much needed weekend off, coming off of the short week, of course. How much can that help as they look to get their first ever win at Lucas Oil Stadium next week?
There were no injury designations for the team going into the game against Pittsburgh, but every team is banged up right now, and the Titans are no exception. Kevin Byard will be able to rest a right shoulder injury. Delaney Walker and DeMarco Murray, they've been playing hurt. Quentin Spain, he needs time to help with the pain from turf toe. But most importantly, this staff gets a long look at 2 divisional opponents. Critical games against the Colts and Texans, 2 games that will mean a ton in achieving playoff goals. This team should show up tomorrow morning refocused for that backstretch of the season.
Still in a playoff position with the division still hanging out there on the line. He's Jonathan Hutton. Listen to him weekdays, noon to 3 on the Midday 180 on 104.5 The Zone. Getting set for a big game between the Titans and the Colts coming up on Sunday. And remarkably here in Week 12 of the NFL season, the Titans are healthy. There's really no one on the injury report. A lot of guys out there on the practice field today, including Harry Douglas, the veteran wide receiver in his 10th season in the league, who's been on injured reserve ever since they broke from the preseason when they had to cut down to the 53-man roster. Douglas had a knee injury coming out of the preseason. He had to go to injured reserve, but he was designated to return. He finally comes back on the practice field today with the guys. That doesn't necessarily mean he'll be added back to the active roster immediately or potentially at all. He's got 3 weeks to go through practice and see how he feels, let the coaches see him, and see if he fits in and can help. They love Harry Douglas because what he brings to the table as a veteran leader in that wide receiver room. We talk about guys maybe not always running the best routes early, or maybe not always blocking as well as they need to in the running game. Those are the types of things that Harry Douglas excels at. He's an exceptional pro in those areas, and he's a great guy in the locker room and a great guy on the field now. So great to have him back if you're the Titans coaching staff. No one, though, more excited about that development than Harry Douglas himself. Here he is today after practice.
The very first thing I'm going to do is shout out my wide receiver group. Yeah! Because, you know, them my brothers, and I love them to death, man. So that's the first thing I'm going to do.
How excited are you to get back out there, at least to practice at this point?
Man, I felt like a kid in the candy store. I really didn't sleep that much last night, knowing that today was going to be my first practice back. So I was excited, happy to be back out there with my brothers, man, and just working towards a common goal.
How good is it feel, I guess, for fresh legs? You know, when most of these guys, you got fresh legs at the time of year.
Hey, I'm taking it one day at a time. Fresh legs, no fresh legs. But nah, I had my legs up under me. I did a lot of running and stuff while I was out. So I'd be in shape by the time I did come back. So my body feels good. I felt good today, so I'm just taking one day at a time. I'm not looking ahead, so the next day is tomorrow. I mean, we don't practice tomorrow, but I'm going to rehab tomorrow and then come back Wednesday, so I'm just taking it one day at a time.
Has it been frustrating to wait to be ready to play so far?
It's frustrating, but at the same time, I'm in year 10. So you can't let the frustration get in the way of your preparation, your rehab, and we had a target date of me coming back. So when it first happened, you let the frustration, you get all the frustration out like the first week. After the first week, I was cool. I just knew I had to attack every day and work hard so I can get back.
Is it excitement now, really?
Oh, like I said, I was a kid in the candy store today, man. A couple of the guys was laughing at me because even when we was lifting weights, I'm in there doing my little steps, you know what I mean? And they was laughing at me, but I'm excited. I love this game, man. I love to be out here.